please stop scrolling. What you're about to learn has taken me almost 40 years of real estate investing. Since the age of 14, I've been buying, renovating, and renting real estate. Now in 5 different continents, 15 countries. I've helped the number 1 or number 2 real estate developer grow their businesses. We've done over $6 billion in real estate. But the innovation you're going to learn about today is incredible. This is the most important development in real estate in over 40 years, and I'm so excited you're going to join me. Yeah, so Portugal is really exciting for us, and we're looking at homes there now. So when you're going into a country that has thousands of years of history, it's very different than, in Canada, if something's 100 years old, it's historical. In America, like something that would be 200 years old would be like, wow. Even in Costa Rica, there's not that much history. The challenge with Casaco, it's really difficult to pick which country you want to own a place in. You want a place in all of them. Our most recent properties that we are looking to secure in Portugal, we wanted a place in Europe, but a big part of Casaco is affordability. Portugal is the most affordable country in the EU, in Europe. Has the lowest cost of living. It's just very affordable. Equally as beautiful as Spain or Italy or Greece, but it's affordable. The second thing that we really liked about Portugal, it's the history, the architecture. It's stunning. And then from a more recent perspective, the tax rates in Portugal are the lowest in the EU. So if you think about maybe you want to end up retiring there, they don't have as many limitations as to how much time you've got to spend in Portugal. They also are the only country in the world right now that you can take your cryptocurrency and use it in Portugal without paying taxes. There's a whole bunch of reasons from a tax perspective, from a cryptocurrency perspective, but we like it because the value. So $1 million can still get you a beautiful property in Portugal, where that's not really true in most places in Canada or the US anymore. So we think it's a great value. Here's some things we didn't like about Portugal. The ocean's a lot colder, 9 months a year. So again, if you're looking at Portugal and you're comparing it to places like Mexico or Costa Rica, well, you're not going to go there and go swimming, 6 months a year because the ocean's going to be colder. Like every place has its pros and cons. But in the summer, I don't think you can beat Portugal. I don't think you can beat Portugal from a culture perspective, from a historical perspective. It's a magical place. Yeah, so we love it, and we'll be opening Casaco homes this year in Portugal. Yeah, I mean, most of us now, white collar jobs, we can work from anywhere. This has become the new normal after the pandemic. So it's changing our dynamic about where do we have to invest. I mean, if you live in a really expensive city like LA, New York, Toronto, Hong Kong, maybe you don't want to own real estate in those cities. Maybe you want to rent in those cities, and maybe you want to own investment real estate or second homes through co-ownership with companies like Casaco, which are much more affordable. You have all of the lifestyle benefits, and you still own real estate. So it's really changing how people are thinking about real estate, because in the past it was always about you've got to buy that home in your city because you got to be close to the office. Well, that's all changed now. Yeah, so every piece of real estate, every property, there's property taxes. Every country is different. So in Canada, the property taxes are quite high. In the United States, in some cases, they're even higher. And in places like Mexico, they're super low. In places like Costa Rica, very low. Even in Portugal, much lower than we're used to in North America. So at Casaco, not only are you buying the property at 1/8 the cost, but you're only paying 1/8 of those property taxes. Or if you're buying a quarter of the property, you're only paying a quarter of it. So Casaco manages the property. We work with the attorneys, the accountants. We make sure that everything is filed on time. All the bills are paid automatically for the owners. So these are things you don't need to worry about. You're buying shares in an LLC, and you can sell those shares in an LLC. If you make a profit on those shares, which is highly likely, you'll be taxed in that jurisdiction. So if you made a profit on your Casaco in Canada, you'll be subject to those taxes of increased value. Same in the United States, same in Mexico or Portugal or Costa Rica. So obviously on profits, you will be taxed based on that, on local tax laws. The good thing about what Casaco has done is we're maximizing all of our tax strategies. We're making sure that we have the best legal representation, the best accounting representation. Obviously, we're tracking all of our expenses, so we're going to do our best to minimize your tax, and that's huge. If you owned a property on your own in your own personal name, there's a lot of tax benefits you wouldn't be able to use. When you have a corporation, there's a lot of expenses and depreciation. For example, we can depreciate not just a real estate, we can depreciate the home furnishings. So there's a lot of tax reasons why you'd want to own a property in an LLC anyway, but the fact that Casaco does that for you, it's a great advantage. So again, we're minimizing our taxes as we sell at a profit. You don't worry about it. You would know when you buy the Portugal Casaco home, you would know exactly what the annual taxes are. And when you were to sell that Casaco, your shares in that Casaco home, our accountants and our attorneys would structure it in a way where you're paying the least amount of taxes. So you're inheriting with Casaco a team of experts, not just on property management, but also from a legal and accounting perspective to help you minimize the annual taxes and then obviously taxes when you sell your shares. Yeah, so we don't own any of the properties. We manage it for the owners. And again, some of our homes will have 2 owners, some will have 4, maximum be 8 owners. But we're managing every aspect of that home, whether it's paying the bills, whether it's hiring the pool cleaners, the hot tub people to maintain it, whatever the landscapers. There's a lot of people that are involved in each property. So we're managing that entire property. And we do that for the owners of that home. And Casaco can also be fired. If the owners decide that they want to self-manage it or they want to hire a different property management company, they can do that as well. So they always have that option. We don't think it's going to happen, because there's not a lot of property management companies that are as fully integrated as we are. We're managing every aspect of that property, not just, for example, landscaping. So normally you'd have to have like a team of 5 or 6 different vendors to do what we're doing. So I don't think that's going to happen, but it's a possibility that if Casaco went out of business, the owners are fine. They still own their property and they can hire whoever they want to manage the property.